Hello, hello, and hello, everybody. I would like to welcome you to Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast. I am your host, Special K Thoughts, aka Special K, better known in the world of Twitter. You know, it's been a long time since I left you without a dope beat to step to, step to, step to, step to. I'm just playing. Hey, for those of you who know, Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast, I would say probably for the last, 2 months, 3 months, maybe, perhaps, possibly, we have been doing live podcasts on Friday nights. Well, like I was saying previously, or I was trying to sing previously, it's been a long time since I've done a podcast. So I decided to do a podcast since I haven't done a live podcast in the past 3 weeks. And I want to apologize to everybody in Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast land. I want to apologize for not doing a live podcast, which we call Success Talk. It's just, school has started and it's football time, baby, in the house of Special K Thoughts. So, I have a youngster who plays football on Friday nights, but I promise you, I'll work something out when it comes to the live podcast again. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started and let's talk about Megan's speech at One Young World's conference that happened today in Manchester, England. Woo, we're going to have some fun. Oh my God. I'm about to straight pass out. I knew she was going to wear red. I knew she was going to wear red. I knew it. I knew it. Oh my God. I'm about to straight pass out. I mean, look at that walk. Look at that walk. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, oh my God. I can't stop saying it. Did you see that walk? Did you see that walk? That walk is serious. Okay. Oh, I knew she was gonna wear red. I knew it. I knew it. I knew Megan was going to wear red. Okay. From what I'm hearing from other squatties, what Megan had on was she had on a pantsuit. Okay. And the top was Valentino. The top was Valentino. Okay. People initially thought it was du jour, but no, 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 no. Megan, she switched it up a little bit, and she's wearing a Valentino top. I don't know if the pants are Valentino. I can only assume that they are. And I'm not too sure what the pumps were, okay? But the red pumps were serious. Okay, the red pumps were fierce. Like, oh my God, I'm still over here fangirling. Okay. I am a grown ass woman fangirling over Megan. Okay. But anyway, I mean, the entrance into the One Young World conference was fantabulous. Okay, everybody screamed, everybody yelled, everybody was clapping. Had their cell phones out. I mean, the facial expressions were just people were just like me, fangirling. Okay, fangirling, but they got a great reception, like we knew that they would. And I mean, let me tell you something. I need to get me some cold water while I do this podcast. But let me tell you something. Meghan and Harry, when those two walk into a room, okay, everybody pauses and then immediately starts clapping, pulls out their cell phones, and starts fangirling. Okay, those two know how to enter a room. Damn it. Okay? Harry and Meghan know how to enter a room. I mean, they're fierce, they're flawless. Some couples just got it. damn it. Some couples just got it. And Harry and Meghan got it. What did Mariah Carey, the legendary Mariah Carey, just say on Meghan's Archetype podcast? What did she just say? What did legendary Mariah Carey, who is the diva of all divas of my generation, just say? She said, basic is not festive. She ain't never lie. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get into this speech that Meghan gave at the One Young World conference in Manchester, England. Now, you guys know when Meghan gives speeches, I love to dive into her speeches and analyze them and, give my point of view. So here we go.
Thank you. Well, good evening, everyone. It is very nice to be back in the UK. And it is very nice to be back with all of you at One Young World.
Let me tell you something about Meghan. She is the ultimate diplomat, okay? She is. She does diplomacy very, very well. I thought it was a good look. I thought it was a very good look that she said that she was very happy to be back in the UK. I did. I thought it was a good look, and I'm glad that she said that.
As you'll likely hear many times this week, look, as we just heard, you'll hear all sorts of things. Some very heavy, some very uplifting, but the resounding spirit I believe you will hear is that you are the future. But I would like to add to that you are also the present. You are the ones driving the positive and necessary change needed across the globe now in this very moment. And for that, I'm so grateful to be in your company today.
Wow. Wow. I mean, she knocked that out of the park. Okay? She knocked it out the park. I mean, that was a grand slam. All right? Listen to what she said. Beginning quote, "You are the future, but I would like to add that you are also the present. You are the ones driving the positive change we need across the world now in this very moment." Wow. I mean, she knocked that out the park. And everything that she said is facts. Okay? Young people, people across the world, you guys are the present. You guys are what's happening now. Right here, right now. You're not the future, you're the present. And for Meghan to see that, acknowledge that, and say it with her whole chest to the international global world, I mean, that says a lot. It says a lot about her in regards to the fact that she obviously has a forward thinking mind. And her forward thinking mind allows her to see what's happening now, right here. Okay, she's got her finger on the pulse. She really, really does.
It was several years ago in 2014 that I was first invited to be a counselor at One Young World. And in many ways at the time, I was probably a lot like each of you. Young, ambitious, advocating for the things I deeply and profoundly believed in. And also looking around and wondering, how on earth did I get here? Have any of you today so far had that feeling, that pinch me moment where you just go, how am I here? Oh, it's a lot. And at that dinner, there were about 20 to 30 of us for the counselors. And there I was the girl from Suits. And I was surrounded by world leaders, humanitarians, prime ministers, and activists that I had such a deep and long-standing respect and admiration for.
Okay, I wanted to cut in real quick because she said a lot there. And what I loved about that segment of her speech was her humility. Okay, her humility. Okay, she was humble. She was so humble. She said that, back in 2014 when she first attended a One Young World conference, that, she was just the girl from Suits who was surrounded by all of these world dignitaries and these world leaders and all these famous speakers. Megan showed a lot of humility there, and I love her for that. She said she was just the girl from Suits, okay? And she felt like there was a part of her that, shouldn't have been there. She's like, "What am I doing here? What am I, the girl from Suits, doing here?" Now, keep in mind, Megan was on a TV show called Suits, and I'm pretty sure everybody in Sexist world knows that. And Suits was a fairly, you know, popular, successful TV show in the United States. And no, Megan was not famous, on the same level as like a Meryl Streep or let's see who else, like a Viola Davis or who else. I can't even think of people right now, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? She wasn't a famous household name, okay, but she was well known enough in certain circles in the United States of America, okay? And let's keep in mind that, Megan, she had 3 million followers on Twitter and she had the TIG. We all remember the TIG. And, she interviewed some pretty famous, well known people on the TIG. And, Megan was on the Today Show and she was on the Rachel Ray Show and she was even on the Bill Maher Show. So, Megan was successful enough. And no, she wasn't like famous on an A list level. However, she was famous enough to be paying her own bills, and she was surviving in Hollywood, and she was making a lot of rounds, and she was in well-known circles in Hollywood. And at the end of the day, there were literally millions of servers and waitresses in Hollywood who would have loved to switch places with her. So my point is that Megan did not see herself as an A-list actress. She did not see herself as this real famous person in Hollywood. Okay, she saw herself as just a girl in suits who had made it to a certain level. And what I saw in that whole exchange there was humility. That's what I saw. She was very, very humble. And to me, somebody who's narcissistic is not humble. Bloop.
And I was invited to pull up a seat at the table. I was so overwhelmed by this experience. I think I even saved my little paper place card that said my name on it. Just proof that I was there, and proof that I belonged.
Again, very, very humble. Very humble and very grateful to be there, right? She was very humble in 2014 and she was very, very grateful to be there.
Because the truth was, I wasn't sure that I belonged. I was so nervous. Oh, I doubted myself, and I wondered if I was good enough to even be there, if what I was doing in the world, albeit important and meaningful as far as I saw it, was it deserving to have a seat at this table? But One Young World saw in me what I wanted to see fully in myself. They saw in me, just as I see in you, the present and the future.
Oh my God, she knocked it out of the park again. She knocked it out of the park again. Megan is saying, One Young World invited her to have a seat at the table. And she was at a point in her life at that time where she doubted herself. She wasn't sure if she was good enough. She wasn't sure if she should have a seat at that table because she didn't feel that she was on the same level as these world leaders, these world dignitaries, these politicians and all these famous people. Megan did not feel that she was on their level. She did not feel that what she could offer them and what she was doing at that time in her life in regards to being on Suits and the social causes that she was involved in. She didn't feel that it was enough for her to be a part of that group. Okay, she didn't feel that way. And she finally realized she finally realized that, yes, I am the future. My involvement in social causes and social activism is the future. But she also realized that not only am I the future, but I am the present now. And guess what, young people of 2022? So are you. That girl, she knocked it out of the park again, boy. And the reason why Megan is knocking it out of the park with this speech so far is because she is relating her experiences to the crowd, right? She is saying, not only did I do this, but you are doing it too. I mean, man, I can go on and on about this speech, boy. Woo!
And I reiterate that point because oftentimes we speak to young adults about the years ahead, about what you'll do, what you'll have to adopt to fix from previous generations, and also what legacy you will leave. But too often in that, we neglect the point that you're doing it now. You here, in this present moment, this is where it's all beginning. The first year I joined the delegation in Dublin, I worked with a young woman from Eritrea. And she described how she had escaped her home country, fleeing with bullets fired above her head. I still remember it so well. I remember my shock, and I also remember her courage. My recognition of how much continues to go on each day with so many turning a blind eye, and yet, despite all odds, she, like so many, still persevered. I followed up that trip, as David mentioned, to joining the delegation again in 2016 in Ottawa. I was very lucky to receive a day off of filming specifically to take a quick flight from Toronto up to Ottawa and to be able to join this work again for One Young World, being with some people that I admired most, including former President of Ireland, Mary Robinson, who you heard from earlier. I joined you in London in 2019, and by that point, it's fair to say, my life had changed rather significantly. I was now married, and I was now a mom. My worldview had expanded exponentially, seeing the global community through the eyes of my child. And I would ask, what is this world he would come to adopt? And what can we do? What can I do to make it better? I am thrilled that my husband is able to join me here this time. To be able to see and witness firsthand my respect for this organization, this incredible organization, and all that it provides as well as accomplishes. One Young World has been an integral part of my life for so many years before I met him. So to meet again here on UK soil with him by my side makes it all feel full circle.
Okay, I don't have too much to add. I just wanted to play that and hear it and watch Megan again and see handsome Prince Harry. But what I liked about that segment of the speech was that she took us on a journey, right? She took us on a journey throughout her life during that time in regards to her involvement with One World. And I loved it. I loved it because for people who don't know, it shows how Megan has been involved with this organization since 2014. And she's right. She has come full circle, right? She started off in 2014 when she was an actress on Suits, and then she went back in 2016, right? And then in 2019 when she came back, she was married to Prince Harry and she had Archie. And now here in 2022, she's back and she's married to Prince Harry, done had Archie, and she's had Lilibet. So I mean, she really, truly has come full circle. So I love the fact that she was able to detail that in this speech. And and for those who were not aware, she was able to take them on her journey regarding her involvement with One Young World.
And just as a sidebar, earlier this afternoon, we sat down with a few of you delegates, and it was incredibly inspiring, the resounding themes that came up about representation, about inclusion, about access, and about trying to shift the global perspective for all of us as a global community to one of curiosity over criticism. My husband has long advocated for important and necessary impact in the world, focusing a huge part of his life's work on the youth.
Let me tell you something about Meghan. She loves her some Prince Harry. And I love the fact that she included his lifelong work advocating for youth in her speech as well.
So for both of us, bearing witness to the power that you hold in your hands and the unbridled enthusiasm and energy that you have to see things come to fruition, it is just an absolute privilege. I'm incredibly humbled to not just stand before each of you, but to stand beside you. We often hear people say the time is now, but I'm going to double down on that by saying your time is now. The important work can't wait for tomorrow. And this week, the world is watching as you cement your place in history by showcasing the good that you are doing today, in the present moment, as we embrace the moment of now to create a better tomorrow. And with that, it is my absolute honor and pleasure to declare this year's One Young World Summit officially open.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I mean, she said a lot during that segment, but I just want to point out some awesome quotes that she said. Your time is now, right? Your time is now. And another quote that she said that I thought was awesome was, we embrace the moment of now to create a better tomorrow. I'm going to say that one more time because that quote actually inspired me. And I'm not a young person. I'm not old, but I'm not young either. Okay. I'm a grown ass woman. I probably got maybe 1 or 2 years on Megan. But anyway, this quote really inspired me. Special K thoughts. We embrace the moment of now to create a better tomorrow. That quote really puts things into perspective for me. Okay? Okay. Again, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Megan gave another excellent speech. What I love about Megan is that she is a very poised speaker, right? And she speaks eloquently, and she keeps your attention. And her speeches are motivating and they're inspiring. And what I loved about this speech was that she took us on a journey. She took us on a journey in regards to her engagement with and being a part of One Young World. She took us on a journey. And I loved being on that journey with her from 2014 when she first was invited by One Young World, uh, 2016, 2019, and now 2022. And I love her for that. I love the way she was able to be very detailed in regards to how she's been involved with One Young World. But the most important part of her speech was her humility, um, the fact that she's very grateful to still be a part of that organization, uh, her respect for young people, and the way that she's advocating for young people. And she's telling young people of today that you are the future and the present. Your time is now. Your time is right now. And we have invited you to have a seat at the table. And you are sitting at the table right here and right now. All right, hand clap, hand clap, hand clap for Meghan. That was an awesome speech. Um, my understanding is that Meghan is going to be participating in more roundtables with young people at this One Young World conference. So that is awesome. And we know that this is Meghan and Harry's week in the UK. What's coming up next for Harry and Meghan? One Young World and what else? Well Child Awards. They'll be going to Germany to kick off the Invictus Games, which will be happening next year, right? Next year. So they got a busy week this week. So we got we got a lot more Harry and Meghan to talk about. So looking forward to that. And again, hand clap. Hand clap for Meghan for that excellent speech. And so proud of Harry and Meghan. Very, very proud of them. They're continuing to do the work on their own terms. Before I end this podcast, come on. Wasn't it awesome that Meghan actually gave a shout out to Suits? I thought that was fantabulous. I mean, she put Suits back on the international global stage. Oh my God. I thought that was great. I thought that was great. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end this podcast, guys. And I'm going to end it with a famous Meghan quote. You guys ready? Here we go. You are the present and the future. I will say it one more again. You are the present and the future. Meghan, Duchess of Success. I am Special K Thoughts, and I'm out.